Good morning. I'm Paul Gley. I'm acting chair of the Historic Preservation Commission. Today, I'd like to welcome everyone to the June 20, 2023 meeting of the Fargo Historic Preservation Commission. And the first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the September 29, 2022 meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, the minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is the Historic Overlay District Review of 1202 8th Street South in Erskine's Historic Overlay Neighborhood.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brad Garcia with the Department of Planning and Development. And today, our case for review is 1202 8th Street South. This is in the Erskine's Historic Overlay District and located in the Hawthorne neighborhood. There's a homeowner, and we have Scott Doms, which is representing the homeowner today, who is the contractor, for doing a garage addition, which is located in the back of the building. Here's just an aerial view of the property. Again, here's the primary house, which originally the application had an addition on the rear of the house, but that has been removed from the review, so that won't be under discussion today. But the garage in the east side of the property, that is what we're going to be reviewing today, and I can bring up plans as well. What the applicant is proposing, sorry, I'll just scroll right to the, and is extending the garage to the west and a little bit to the north. And then this document here is also been a laydown item in front of you this morning, just showing the overall site plan and then the footprint of the garage itself. And then here's just another floor plan showing the original or the existing garage that is in place today, and then what that addition would look like in comparison. And then additionally, the garage, the original proposal actually was for two-door garage. One is a double door garage, and then the single door as well. But the applicant has requested if the commission would consider doing that version versus the three-door, which staff has interpreted as being required with any garage addition in the Erskine's overlay. But upon looking at the overlay district terms, there isn't any explicit language in the addition section or under accessory structures that require garage doors to be 10 feet or less. So again, it was staff's interpretation that this would apply because it is found in the new construction section, and it is also it is up to the commission under section I if they would allow a variance or deviation from staff's interpretation, and then also the overlay itself. The applicant is planning to have the exterior of the garage be stucco to match the existing home on the lower half, and then kind of this LP cement board for the upper side. And I think, yeah, this here kind of shows the lower portion being that stucco, and then kind of using the LP siding for the upper portion. Because I think they're going to be raising the roof up a little bit and then making it a little bit taller. Here are some photos of the surrounding properties. So this is the the garage just north of the existing, and that's why they kind of reference this garage as far as, you know, that kind of double wide garage. But this was built prior to the establishment of the overlay, so that's kind of the history of that garage. But then here's the picture of the front facing east of the home, and then kind of the neighbor's property as well. And then that's north corner of the property. And this is the property across the street. A close up. And then this is looking south for the subject property. And the neighbor to the north. And then this is the garage that the applicant is proposing to add an addition to. So, again, Scott Doms, the representative for the applicant, is here with us today to answer any questions or address the commission. Pending any questions, that concludes staff's presentation.
Any questions, comments from the commission?
Is the driveway going to be expanded? Don't see that in your plans.
Scott, can you come up to the microphone and perhaps answer the questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning. Yes, I did not put that in that plan. I didn't get it in there. Sorry, but we will extend it straight out.
Any other comments? Well, I have one. For me, the primary issue for discussion is the garage doors. Because in my view, the other components of the garage and the extension and the roof and so on are very compatible with the existing house and meet the standards of the historic district. The garage door issue for me is a matter of scale. That in newer parts of the city, of course, there are long 2-car wide garage doors. But in this historic part of the city, traditionally, garage doors have been 1 bay wide. And that means a 10-foot garage door. And I think in keeping with the scale of the historic district, and especially since the 10-foot width is specified for new construction, that I think it would be important to maintain the 3-door garage. Any other comments?
I'm sure there's a cost differential between 1 large door and 2 small doors, but is there anything else that would keep the applicant from moving forward with a 3-door approval?
The applicant will do whatever you recommend, but we just have concerns with fitting cars in there because the way cars are made these days. You essentially have to fold mirrors in to get them in and do an 8-foot garage door. And we couldn't do a 10-foot because then we just don't have the space there. We'd have to make the garage bigger. So we're just kind of, it's a huge inconvenience for moving forward with vehicles of the size they are made these days. Virtually nothing fits in if you pull in an 8-foot garage space. I mean, everybody knows when they're driving out Menards and they've got their 8-foot spaces, parking spaces that better find a new spot or you're going to get your car dinged. So that was our reasoning behind that. We just kind of looked at what was in the context of the neighborhood to do that. And I can appreciate the fact the scale. I mean, honestly, it looks better with 3 garages, but it's just a functional issue.
With the 3-car garage, I can see the spacing on the exterior-most side of the garage is smaller. Do you know, and I was looking for a 3-car plan just to see that space, what is the additional space allowed for?
So as you look at the elevation, the easternmost bay, we're going to, he's a contractor, so, what they're doing is looking for additional space to store his tools to save his marriage, essentially.
Sorry, that's not quite the question I was asking.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just looking at the 3-car elevation and eyeballing. I would say there's 2.5 feet from edge of jam to the outside wall. I'm just looking at this for a functionality purpose. Do you have a plan or do you have a dimension
Yeah,
for that?
I plan.
I guess ultimately, if the function of a 3-car garage doesn't function, then I think that needs to be considered in determination of whether or not we are building for aesthetics or building for a functional garage. And not to say that I agree, I prefer the 3, but if it doesn't work for the use it's intended, then that's something we have to consider for the applicant as well.
Any other comments? If not, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. I would move to approve a 3-door configuration.
Is there a second?
A second?
Moved and seconded that we approve the project with the 3 garage door configuration. Any discussion from the commission?
I guess I would like to touch a base with the applicant to make sure that that is what they would like to go forward.
Yeah, I mean, we've had that discussion, and that's why we submitted to.
Okay. So you're okay
So,
with,
yeah, it'll be fine. They'll make it work.
We certainly want it to be functional, but this one is a little bit different when I drive by it. If you're moving 4 feet north, it already faces the street because it's a corner lot. So the other garages on that block face the alleyway. This one faces the street, so this one's a little bit different in my opinion.
No further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, Mike. So the motion is approved unanimously. Thank you, Scott.
All right, thank you.
Is there any other business or public comment at this point? If not, a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we are adjourned. The next meeting is scheduled for July 18, 2023. Thank you.